Hello, everyone. It's William here. Ooh, and a squeaky stand. Hi, it's William here. I am currently at Star Cottage Studio. Um, I have been doing a lot here today. Hopefully, you are all doing great. How's your day going? I hope you're having a good start to your week. It is Monday, right? I think with this holiday here, it has thrown me off all day long. I did packing and shipping today, thinking I was getting that out in the post office. That didn't go out. Um, so yeah, it's been a day, but I got stuff done. I'm still working on things. Right up into the last minute. And I was watching Danielle Wicks over on YouTube. She is doing another beautiful bracelet, and she is using our components in this bracelet as well. So if you get a chance, don't go now. Don't go right now, but check out Danielle Wicks Jewelry on YouTube. Go over there, subscribe, do some watching, some replays. She's been using our Allegory Gallery Fine Pewter components for seed beading in her work, and it's all looking really, really great. And it's really fun to hang out with her. She's great to hang out with. So if you are over there, hopefully you will check it out. Hopefully you'll check it out. Let's see who's here with me today. Susie is here. Hello, Susie. Suzanne is here. Hello, Suzanne. Susie says, it sounds like my back when I stand up. I know. Tell me about it, right? It's like, yeah. Hello, Anne. Thank you for joining. Norma says, I'm fighting pepper for my pizza at the moment. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I think we're going to have leftovers for dinner tonight. I think we have enough leftovers. Andrew made some things the last 2 nights. I think we polished off everything last night. So I think the night before we have leftovers from. Suzanne, ooh, maybe a package soon. I really like Danielle Wicks. Yeah, I'm working on things. I am trying so hard to get things out. I had a family member that has gone into the hospital recently. So that has kind of slowed me down a little bit. I went to visit yesterday. So that kind of took some of my time away, but it was good to see them. And we are working on positive thoughts and getting them better and all those good things. So yeah, it's been interesting. The store, I had some beautiful people come to the store this weekend. Nobody came though to make anything with me. I'm a little disappointed. I was hoping that I was going to have a weekend full of people again making stuff, but nobody really came in to make anything. But I did have people stop by, got to meet some new people in the neighborhood, got to catch up with some people that I've only seen a few times here and there. So it was good. It was good overall. Although I'm like, I should have just taken my whole shipping setup up there again, because either would have gotten more shipping done or we would have had people come in, because the last time I did that, I got almost no shipping done up there because we had people making all weekend long. So I'm like, that must be it. I need to make a secondary shipping setup that I can carry around in the van, so that I'm not completely tearing apart my shipping setup every weekend. But I need to do something up there where I can do something. I might have to get another scale and another thing here or there to make all that work out, but it might just be worth it. Although it does look terrible when I set it up in the store. It does look terrible. Andrew says it's like when you try to eat at a show. Yeah, you try the moment you sit down to eat or open your food to eat, and people are attacking you for it, right? Oh, by the way, I can see Facebook names again, which is great. That's an awesome thing. They had actually posted on StreamYard that this was an error that has not been fixed. They actually only posted about 18 hours ago, and I'm like, we knew about this on Friday. But yeah, so I can see names, so that's good. That's good. There's just bonus points if it's stinky. Yeah, stinky food, right? You're trying to eat it real fast so it doesn't stink up the place, and then it gets to sit and be odorific. But yeah, so that's usually what happens when I try and set something up there. Things happen. I also thought the little girls from across the street were going to come in and work with me this weekend because they begged me to come in. They have an outdoor cat and they're trying to earn money to get a litter pan and some necessities for the cat so it can come in. And so they were begging me to do that, and then they didn't come in. They had other things they had to do. So that was a whole other thing, because it's hard to do shipping when they're in and asking questions every 2 minutes. It's really cute, but it is not conducive to getting everything done. But we do love to see them. So my weekend was spent talking with people, making new friends, seeing older friends again. And like I said, I had hoped some people would come in to make some things. Not really what happened, but that's okay. I got some information about different shows and things. We're probably going to start doing more shows in Johnstown and in the Johnstown area starting next year. Trying to build up, people getting used to seeing us, people recognizing us again. We can't walk through Ligonier practically without being, being seen and being known from having been here for so long. So people in Johnstown, though, don't really know us that well. So we are working on ways that we can get more, FaceTime in with people. Anders has dropped off artwork at BottleWorks. Yes, BottleWorks and Artworks dropped off some of Andrew's art. He's going to be in a show there. And so if you are in the Johnstown area, make sure you stop in and see that show. I don't have the opening dates on me right at this moment, but I will work on getting those. We'll try and get that published. I think Andrew posted about it, but I'm not entirely sure on his timeline. I have been trying to stay away from as much social media. I've been popping on to drop a post here or there. I scroll a little bit at night to find what everyone's doing. I go into the design challenges group, but I'm trying not to. If you saw my email, I did write an email this weekend, and it was a different kind of email. I'll get into that a little bit, but I've been trying to stay away from social media, and I'll tell you why. It relates back to that email. But trying to stay off of just continuously scrolling. So I'm hoping I don't miss too much. I'm going to try and, go into the design challenges group on the regular basis and check in with some of our friends on the regular basis. But I'm really tired of all the mindless scrolling, and I've been more productive not doing it so much the last few days. So hopefully we'll see how long it lasts. It's definitely addictive, right? So we'll see. Suzanne says 2025 is so close, unbelievable. I know. I feel like it was just 2024, just starting. Andrew says he thinks it's November 21st is the show, the opening for the show. So somewhere in there. Somewhere November 21st, which is coming up soon. It's going to be here like nothing, right? Just like 2025. I don't know. It's crazy. Andrew says it was a good email, but I would have liked more pictures. Yeah, I debated whether I should put in more pictures. And I know people like pictures, but sometimes, so when I do emails, our email service will tell you if the email is too long or getting too long. And there's this thing with it especially goes around Gmail, and apparently there's a length that if you get too long, either it's not as accepted or it's not, it gets rejected. I don't know how it works, but there's a point in my email writing that it'll tell me my email's too long, and I wrote a lot this time, and if I would have put pictures in, I don't think it would have allowed me to send. So this first one that I did was I had to kind of explain the purpose of the email. So for those of you who may not be on our email list or who didn't get the email or didn't look at the email, I follow a lot of people. Andrew and I both follow a lot of people. And some of the people that I follow send out emails that have nothing to do with the business they're doing or the, the things they teach, or it's just an email about things that they're researching as entrepreneurs or as small business owners, things that they're looking into that are interesting to them. And those are some of my very favorite emails, because sometimes it leads me off onto a path where new ideas come up, or just, a new product that we could use. There's all these different things, just different ways of thinking even. So I sent an email out this weekend of things that I am interested in right now. And I put 3 things in it. It was going to be like 5 to 10 things, but once I saw how long it was getting, I stopped at 3. But I was watching one of my favorite YouTube people and podcasters, Ali Abdal, and he had TJ Power on, I believe. TJ Power is a doctor who deals with dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. I think endorphins, dose. And he talks about how a lot of people with ADHD suffer even more, and some people develop it or symptoms very much like it because of low amounts of dopamine. And we are killing off our dopamine by scrolling through social media and doing certain things so often. And so that was I felt it was such a good episode and a good talk, and it connected with me so much that it is actually what got me to write that email. I've been thinking about doing this email for quite a long time, and just wanting to share that information with people in some way that I could get it out there was one of the main reasons I wrote that email. And so that was one of the things. And then I talked about Macs, the new Macs that came out with the M4 processors, and the new Mac Mini, which is awesome. And then I talked about, some of you may have seen a post on Facebook. I talked about Maritza and the fado music that I listen to, and a particular song right now that's really been, playing on my playlist for quite a bit, especially in the whole scheme of, what's happening right now. It's a very uplifting song, and I put the translation for that song there too. So I sent that email out. I didn't know how people would respond to it. Anne says, I really liked your recommendations email. It was fun. I'm glad. Only one person actually wrote back and said they liked it. So I was like, I don't know. Maybe people didn't actually like this. But I think it's something that I'll do every once in a while. I would love to send out more emails, and I need to get in the habit of doing that. And I am hoping that I'm trying to work on following some of these tips that TJ Power was talking about, and working on dopamine and serotonin and oxytocin and all that good stuff. And I just have to find ways to incorporate some of those things into my schedule and what I do. Mostly, it's a lot of walking in nature, does amazing things, and doing things that are hard, which is what procrastination really is all about, is not wanting to do the get over the step that's a little bit difficult, or we build up in our mind that it's difficult. So he gives tips on how to do that, and some of it's cold water showers, or cranking the cold water up at the end of your shower for 30 seconds to 60 seconds. And I used to do that, and it used to work pretty well as far as helping me a little bit. And so I'm getting back to that, but it's not easy. It's not easy. Andrew says, we're getting things together for Small Business Saturday. That's coming up. That's right. The Saturday after Thanksgiving. So coming up fast, coming up fast. Janice is here. Hello, Janice. Hello, Amanda. Hello, everybody. Norma says, I read the email and enjoyed getting it. Oh, good. I am glad. Suzanne says, I didn't know we could respond. Sorry, I did enjoy it. You can always respond to our emails by hitting reply. At least you should be able to. Some people do, some people don't. But you can always hit reply, and it actually comes back to me. And I know what you're all thinking. Or if you have questions about that email, you can always reply to our emails. Yep. Janice says, I haven't had a chance to read it, but I will. Thank you. Yeah, and the first email was more me. It was like 2 paragraphs of me explaining why I'm doing it and what it is. When I send another one, if I send another one, it's just going to be more of a list of things and probably less talking. Probably, maybe. I'm not good at talking less usually, but I'm going to try and keep it a little bit lower. Maybe add some pictures in there, break it up a little bit, because it was a large block of text. And I know some people like that. I don't mind, but sometimes it is hard anymore because of our attention spans from social media, right? Hello, Susan. Thanks for joining us. Donna is here. Hello, Donna. Let's see. Donna saved the email to go back and try some things I suggested. Oh, good. That's awesome. Thank you. And says, I always feel like you get so many emails I didn't want to add to it. I do get a lot of emails, but you know what? I always love a positive email. For every bad email, it takes like 10 to 15 good emails for me to feel better. And I think that's normal. Anybody who owns a business, you can get that one difficult customer or one difficult email, and it's going to take you a long time and a whole number of people to get back on track in your brain. That's just natural human experience, I think, or human nature. So I'm always, you want to add a positive email to my day, feel free. I'm always happy to see good emails. I have anxiety around opening my emails sometimes because I just expect the worst. Because most of the time, people email when there's an issue, right? There's very little reason for people just to send me a, hey, just hope you're having a good day email. That just doesn't happen. I don't even think to do that to the other businesses I work with and all that generally. So when you get an email, it's like cringe. What's this about? So getting good emails and getting them often helps ward away that anxiety about opening the email inbox. It doesn't feel as like it's going to be terrible if a new email pops up. Some of you probably get that. Hello, Sandra. Thank you for joining us. Janice says, I actually didn't receive it. Then you must not be on our email list, Janice, because I sent it to the whole email list. So maybe it either went to spam or you're not on the email list, which would be strange, but possible. We do have 2 different email lists, technically. We have the one from the website, and we have the one from the invoicing and in-store purchases. So through Square and one through the Shopify store. So I have over time tried to combine them, but sometimes they diverge a little bit. So if you are on the Square one for just invoices and the physical store, I didn't send it out to that list. I only sent it out to the list for the website. Trying to get people to move over more to signing up on the website, but we do have both lists. And sometimes I send out the emails to both. Because this is such a weird email, I just wanted to send it out to one to see what the response was first, to be honest. And then I'll probably send it out to the other list at some point too, maybe. Amy says, I sent a DM to a company about a positive interaction I had with a stranger wearing one of their designs. They shared it on their on their stories as a happy moment. That's awesome. Yeah, we love getting the positive email, positive messages, positive DMs, positive, interactions, comments. So much. It helps so much, kind of push my anxiety down a little bit, notch it down a little bit, knowing that maybe these interactions are actually going to be positive. You can start telling yourself that when you get enough of them. Janice says it's not in junk. Oh no, I don't know. Maybe make sure you're signed up. If you go to Allegory, this is a good point for anyone anyway, so this is my chance to say it. Go to allegorygallery.com, go to it'll pop up if you're a new person or if you haven't been on the website in a while, allegorygallery.com. There'll be a thing that pops up, but you can go to across the top. There's either a drop down if you're on your mobile, or it's across the top and there's a links button in the menu. And if you go to that links button, I think at the bottom of that page or close to the bottom, one of the last few links is join the email list or join the text message list. And you can do both. But make sure you're on the list, Janice. Why aren't you on the list? That's how we send out all our sale information when we have a sale in the online store. So get on that list if you're not, everybody. I don't have any other devices here. That's why I'm also not on Instagram today, unfortunately. So I don't know. I think it's at the bottom of that. I should move it to the top of that list. Should always be having your email at the top of the list for the first thing for people to sign up for. So if I haven't moved it to the top yet, I will be soon. Anyway, how are y'all doing? What's going on? I sent out a new email this weekend. I made a reel this weekend. If you didn't see that reel, I made a little gift ideas reel. You know, Facebook keeps making, Instagram and Facebook want us to make reels, and they are not easy all the time. I don't know if you've ever made a reel for your business or even personally. It takes a good bit of effort. You know, people, they're under a minute, right? They're like under a minute, and it takes some effort to get those done. It's weird. Okay, I'm going to admit. So one of the things I'm trying to do is use our video editor more. I have this program for video editing, Final Cut Pro. We paid money for it to get it. And we used to use it a lot. I used it every week when Jen was doing tutorials, but I've slowed down using it. And I was using it to try to make shorts and reels, but the HDR, which is a whole thing, HDR versus SDR, HDR is very much brighter and more colorful. And even though I was trying to export things from that the way I was supposed to export things from that, Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, the video looked different in all of them. The color was sometimes muted in some, it was sometimes too bright in others. So I kind of gave up making those on there. And then I tried again, and it worked this time. It worked. So I took about 2 hours to make that reel, just to let you know. I had to film it. I had to do the voiceover for it, and that was a little bit difficult. It's hard to do a voiceover and get all the information you want in a reel that's less than 60 seconds long, let me tell you. So I filmed it. I had to color edit it. I had to splice it all together. I had to add the beginning, you know, kind of title and all that, and then the end. And then I had to add the little pop-up text that comes up in it. And so it took about 1.5 hours to 2 hours to finish and export and get ready for posting. And I had to find music for it too. So that was a whole thing. We use a place called Audio, AUDIIO.com, and they give you licensed audio that you can use. And they have a good selection of audio. So sometimes it takes a while to find just the right one. Andrew says, Happy Veterans Day. Yes, Happy Veterans Day. I mentioned that a little bit at the beginning, but didn't really mention Veterans Day. I mentioned the holiday. So Happy Veterans Day out there. Thank you to all of our veterans. It's super important to us. You know, we don't talk about that very often. And, you know, I don't care what side politically you're on. I think our veterans deserve a lot of respect and a lot of love and a lot of support. And so this is a day that, you know, we should keep in mind, and we should, you know, honor them on this day. Ann says the gift reel was really good. Good. Spunky says, love the reel. Thank you. I appreciate that, because it took a while, but really, you know, it took a while because I haven't done it in a long time. And I was doing it from scratch. I didn't really have a plan of action. I knew I wanted to do kind of a gifty reel, but trying to get the right, you know, video recorded and the right things, and trying to pick things that I haven't shown too much before in other reels, even though I know that, not tons of people always see our reels, so it really doesn't matter necessarily. But anyway, yeah, I'm trying to use the video editor because I want to try to use like one program for all of this so that I can just get used to using it, get it done. Some of the other reels I was using Instagram to make them. And while that is wonderful, Instagram keeps changing the way I title and use words and things and music in the reels. It goes back and forth and it changes what options I have available to me. And I'm really trying to get someplace that, gives me I get the full experience every time, right? So that's that. Anyway, Donna had a fabulous show on Saturday. I was wondering how your show was doing. I know a number of people had shows this weekend. Sold close to $300 worth of jewelry. Yes, that's awesome. I like to hear that. It always feels good when you walk away from a show excited, right? Not only because you made money. Money's important, right? Obviously, but because people liked what you do. And I think that's something that artists especially really kind of need feedback on a lot of times, right? Because it's not often, for us, we have to make money to survive. And I always say that we have to make money to survive. We have to make money to keep the business going. That's a necessity. But what really keeps us going is the idea that people love what we do and they honor what we do and they get excited about what we do. And so that's the thing. That's the feeling you walk away with after a good show, right? Yes, people like us. They like what we do. And it's so important. It's so important. Anna's posting her stuff in the Artists for Animals auction. That's awesome. Feel free to share the link in the comments, Anne, if you want, to the group. Happy to share that out there. I just can't do it from here. Donna says, thank you. Most people bought Christmas gifts. That's good. It's gift time, right? It's gift time. Andrew said, there's also a setting for uploading best quality. I noticed mine got turned off when somebody reposted a reel and it looked terrible. Yeah, that's a whole thing too, is whether it uploads in good quality or not. I made my reel, usually I make my reels in 4K. I reduced it down to 1080p because most people don't need to see a reel in 4K. I don't know, but it cut down the file size and made it easier to upload and all that. But I think it uploaded in fine quality. Most people are used to seeing reels in 1080p. They're not watching 4K. I used to do it in 4K, and it makes a huge file size for such a short little video. But there is a thing on Instagram, I think it's Instagram or Facebook, maybe both, where you can toggle off uploading in high quality or not high quality. I don't know why you wouldn't. I guess to save data, maybe. But if you're doing it for business, why would you not want the best quality possible on your video? I don't know. Andrew says, I feel like the reels that get the most traction for me are the ones I do on the fly. That's the thing. That's the other thing too, is sometimes the ones I do with a video don't always get as much traction as the ones where I use their program, their built-in things to do it. And I don't want to do it like in 4 different ways, but I do want to be able to have the same options every time. And so I'm hoping that that we'll see a real takeoff that I did this way, and then it won't make me feel so bad about not doing it their way. But who knows? Who knows? But yeah, Andrew sometimes will just do a quick little thing and it takes off. I've never had that happen, but I don't do quick little things. I usually put a lot of effort into the reels, and I chop together multiple videos, and I put the music, and I try and get the music to match and put on the text and all that. And then 10 people watch it. It's like all that work for 10 people to see it. I do have to get into more of a, I think it's important, the whole time sync. Like, do I sync my time into that, or do I just do something more quick? Do I want it to look professional though? Do I want it more professional over quick and put out there, what's going to gain more traction? It's hard to know. It's hard to know. Like, I always like things to look like as professional as I can make them. But sometimes the things that catch on the most are the things that are the least professional looking. So you never know. You never know. Don't know what those algorithms are going to do. Several pieces I sold, Donna says, were made with beads from Allegory Gallery. Yes, I like that too. I like that. Yeah, I like to hear that. We like to hear that. Donna says, I tried to do a reel on Facebook on Sunday and the music wasn't right, so I went and I did it on Instagram. Yeah, that's the other thing. So even if you make a reel on Instagram, I don't know if you've never made a reel before. When you make a reel, you have the option that whenever you've completed that it downloads it to your device so you can use it in other places. Well, it downloads it without any music or soundtrack. So I put a lot of time into pacing. I write up a script for each reel. I write the script in advance of saying it. Then I do a voiceover recording of that script, usually multiple times before I actually get the timing right between the videos changing. Like, I try and talk about what's going on on the screen at that moment, and also making sure that it fits within the allotted time space. And so not only does it strip the music out of your reel, it strips the voiceover out of your reel when it downloads. And there's no way to avoid that. So I oftentimes, even if I do make the reel on Instagram, and then download it to my device, I still have to re-record it. And sometimes you can't use the same music. So all the pacing that we have in there, I try and make it match up with the music sometimes if I can. All that pacing work you do, you're picking a new song anyway, and then redoing the voiceover. So that's why I'm trying to do it with my video editing software, because I can put the music in, I can put the voiceover in, and once it's done, and I just upload it everywhere. Just share it everywhere. And it also doesn't get one of those little stamps that fly around saying that it's from Instagram or from TikTok or whatever. So yeah, apparently there's a way that you can secretly download it before you post it, but you have to remember to do that, because the moment you don't and you forget once, you got to redo the whole thing. It's not good. Norma says, by the way, your autumn background looks great. Maybe you've had it that way for a few days already, but I wasn't able to join the lives for most of last week. This is the first I'm seeing it. Thank you. We started doing this the last time we were here, but we have not been doing lives from Star Cottage here very often, I think, if I remember correctly. So this might be the first many of you are seeing it. So thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we just added some faux fleurs, the fake flowers, but they look good, I think. Donna says, yeah, I don't do a voiceover. That's technologically above my head. William, that sucks. Yeah. You know, it's fine if they don't want the same music, because you cannot always get the same song on Instagram and Facebook, even though they're owned by the same company. They're owned by Meta. You cannot always get the same rights to the music, because they let you pick the music, but sometimes you can't find the same music on both. So when they download it to your device to share it, they strip it of all the music. And that would be fine if they didn't also strip the voiceover, but they strip all sound. They just turn sound off, which is like a bummer. So that's why I'm trying to do it, because I'm trying to share more on TikTok for Allegory Gallery, and I'm trying to share everywhere. TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. And so that's 4 different places, and I am not going to re-record voiceovers 4 different times. I'm lucky to get it right once after about 20 tries every time. So yeah, so that's why I'm trying to do it that way. Anyway, that's a long story. It's a long story for, I don't know if that's interesting to anybody or not. I never know if what I'm talking about is interesting, but I'll sure go off on it sometimes. Andrew says, it's because we were cleaning. I don't know about the cleaning. I don't know what that means. What's because we were cleaning? Amanda says, if you don't put music in, would it still work for all 4 places? It will, but it will still strip out the voiceover. Even if I don't put music in, it strips out the voiceover. Oh, the background change. It's because we were cleaning. Yes, yes. Yeah, so Amanda, as soon as it downloads, it strips out the sound, all the sound. As far as I know, I've never done one without, I don't know if I've done one, I think I tried it. But I very rarely do one without music because it just doesn't sound, you know, it's just me talking to some video. And I think people like music in reels. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I can just do my voice. But I think it still strips it. And anyway, it still does put the little floaty thing that says where it came from, like Instagram or TikTok. Unless you do it that secret way and don't forget to do it. Yeah, anyway. Dominion loves the background. Donna says the full background looks great. Thanks. Thanks. Yeah, so I am watching Danielle. As I said, Danielle Wicks has been showing off our Allegory Gallery Fine Pewter ends for seed beading, and I'm getting orders as her video is happening right now in at the same time as ours, and I like that. I like that feeling. So if anybody has come over to watch us a little bit, or just popped over from Danielle's, even in a replay, thank you all so much. And thank you again to Danielle for showing off our things. And for all of you watching us at the end of this video, hopefully you'll go over there if you like seed beading. She does some wonderful, wonderful projects. Wonderful projects. Andrew says, I need to figure out captions. I've been told that most people don't listen to sound when scrolling. I used to be one of those people. I used to be one of those people that never turned on, and I still do this in the evenings usually when I'm on my phone. I don't usually listen to everything. I just watch, if I can, watch the captions. And that's another thing that I haven't really played around with on ours either. Amanda says, that's wonderful. Donna says, William, that's awesome. Yeah, I like getting orders. Our online store, unless we have a sale or we push it really hard, doesn't always get a lot of orders. That's why we often, we do these lives, and this is where a lot of our things, our income is generated through these. So that's why we're so appreciative of you all out there. And we're so grateful that you watch. Because our online store doesn't really get a ton of traction. It does in some, like, people look at it a lot, but it's getting them to pull that trigger and grab the stuff, because we see a lot of carts filling up. I have a little thing that will show me, doesn't show me who's doing it all the time, but it will show me what people are putting in their carts or taking out of their carts. But it does not, doesn't always translate. So we are very thankful when we get orders in that way. Spunky says, Danielle has excellent tutorials. Yes, she does. Very clear, very fun. I've more recently been watching some of her things, and she's fun to hang out with. I hope we're fun to hang out with too. Amy says, I remember Danielle from the Beads of Courage event. She's really nice. She is super nice. Andrew says, I see Denise Glover is watching. Happy birthday. I didn't see you, Denise. You didn't say hi. Happy birthday, Denise. Hopefully you're having a great one. We miss seeing you. Hopefully you'll stop into the store sometime. But hopefully you're having a happy, happy, happy birthday. Vanessa says, I love Danielle. Yes, we do too. She's a good egg, as they say. So yeah. So today we have the rest of the Lora Lunsford Trunk Show. I have, what do I have? 32, about 32 lots tonight to finish it out. If you have not watched part 1, that is available to rewatch. There are many things still available from part 1. I was going to take pictures this weekend, and I didn't. And really it came down to the fact that I want to do them all at once. So after tonight, probably tomorrow or Wednesday, I will spend some time taking all the photos of the things that have that are still remaining from tonight's and Friday's video, and I will post those on Facebook. If you're in our Facebook page, if you're on Facebook, please check that out. You'll be able to see what is still available. But I was going to do just part one, and then I'm like, why am I splitting this up? I'm just going to sit down. I'm going to take all the photos at once. So I'll be taking those photos either tomorrow or Wednesday, most likely, and sharing those. But let's hope that tons of things sell tonight, because with a trunk show, when we do these, everything that you purchase helps not only us, but another maker as well. And this time it's Lora Lunsford. She was this weekend, I don't know if she's still there, she was this weekend down in North Carolina helping people down there clean up and, you know, try and get their lives organized a little bit. So she's doing lots of good work, and we'd love to be able to send her a nice big check from everything we sold from her. So if you have it in you to purchase, that would be great. If you see something you love or want to buy a gift for somebody, we hope you will consider doing that. All right. We're going to get this show started. Let me put up the scrolling banner. To purchase from this video, we're going to show you a slip of paper with a lot number on it. These are LL lots. They're going to start at LL41 tonight. And you put that lot number in the subject line of an email, and you send that email to info@allegorygallery.com. Please do not forget the gallery part. info@allegorygallery.com. We get a lot of people saying, I've sent you an email. Why aren't you replying? Or I've never win anything. Why am I not winning anything? Because everything's first come, first serve. But you're sending it. And when we ask them to check their email, oftentimes they're sending it to allegory.com. Those people over at Alle, if they have that email, info@allegory.com, they are getting some wild emails that they probably have no idea why. So info@allegorygallery.com. Donna said she's still in North Carolina. She shared a video about the needs in that area. I did see that she was going to share a video, but I did not see the video yet. So I'll have to take a look and share that tonight, maybe. Spunky says, you guys are fun too. Thank you. We try to be fun. We try to be fun. Yeah. She had a good number of people watching tonight, which was really nice to see. I like when people go out and support our friends and fellow makers. It's really nice to see. She had 60 or 70 people watching on YouTube. I would love to get those kind of numbers on YouTube, kind of. That might be too much. We like to be able to chat with y'all and actually respond to you. And when you start getting a ton of people like that, sometimes it's hard to do. But getting into 30s, maybe 40s, that would be nice. That'd be nice. So hit that share button. See how I did that? Hit that share button and let your friends know that we go live and that you like the things you get from us. Let's add on to the AG Bead fam. Let's make new family members out there and find all the good people, because we trust that y'all are connected to the good people. So please do share, please hit the like, please hit the love, and let's get this party started tonight. All right, I'm going to flip the camera around. My squeaky stand, I got the squeaky stand today. Let me flip this camera, maybe. It takes a long time to flip this camera. They really need to get a camera flip button or something on here. All right. Got the penny. I got the ruler. I'm ready today. I got this in case y'all want to know. I'm not going to measure every single one, but if you do want to know exact specifications, dimensions, let me know and I will check on it. If you have any questions about a particular item, please, when you ask the questions in the comments, put the lot number in your question. All right. Put the lot number. So LL41 is coming up first. So if you have a question about LL41, please say, could you show me the dimensions or tell me how big LL41 is? Because a lot of times I'm already ahead of where the comments are in a lot of cases. And just because of the lapse that it takes between you know, me broadcasting and it getting all through the internets out there to you all and hitting your devices, there's a lag. So it helps to know what you're talking about. All right. Andrew says, I have WD-40 if you want. Maybe. I don't know. Does it help It would probably help with that, but I'd probably make a mess right now, so let's not do it right now. But yes, probably should do that. LL41. This is one of these beautiful crystal connectors that Lora does. Now, if you don't know what Lora does, she does soft soldering. So she takes beautiful crystals and stones and ceramics and all different kinds of materials, and she makes them into pendants and connectors using soft solder. And she does great work doing it. We love her work. And she prices her items very, very reasonably. I mean, when you figure she is getting a part of this and we are getting a part of this, so it is priced really, really well. Really well. LL41. And when you see a tag, these are her tags. They say just the same thing. Crystal, $15. I just have to give you a lot number so that we can make it easier for you to purchase via email. All right. Andrew says, I always bring WD-40 when I travel just in case the dorm room door squeaks. In case those hotel room door squeaks or dorm room door squeaks, right? And carry the little WD-40 pen. Oh, I love this one. LL42. I thought I showed this one the other day, but I didn't yet. LL42. This is a piece of ceramic. It's a ceramic tile. But look at that. Look at how beautiful. It has that chatoyant effect. I don't know what that is on that ceramic. I said, I want my ceramics to do that. I wonder how they did that, because I'd love my ceramics to do that. Isn't that cool? So LL42, this is a smaller one. This would make a nice, simple chain pendant. Amy knows crystalline glaze. Andrew just said it's crystalline glaze. I don't get to use crystalline glaze. I want some crystalline glaze. I would love some crystalline glaze. LL42, $15 only. And I'm sorry, I cannot tell you today which ones are selling or not because I don't have my computer. And that's all right. I will be, like I said, I will be going through and letting everybody know via pictures which ones are still available either tomorrow or Wednesday on Facebook. If you're not on Facebook, I'm sorry. But that's probably about the only place I can put it. Instagram and YouTube aren't great for making albums of any type. So it's going to be on Facebook. I'll have to see what I can do if there's a need for it. If there's a need for it. They will also all be available. I will be taking all of these. I will be taking all of these to Johnstown and displaying them in the Johnstown location. So if you are in Johnstown or you are near there or you want to come visit me there, I will have these for about a week or so, week and a half up in Johnstown available for purchase. And I'll probably be doing reels and all that about them too. All right. Anne says, now I feel like life should be coated in crystalline glaze. Me too. Me too. Donna says, I have a small ceramic pendant that is an off-white. It's beautiful. Mine has that glaze too. That's awesome. Andrew's got some crystalline glaze. I need that. I need that in my life. This is larvacite. Beautiful piece of larvacite. Let me see. Get my light down here again. Let's see. There we go. Beautiful piece of larvacite. LL43. $15 only. Dominion says LL41 is pretty, right? These are all nice. Lora does great, great, great work. Donna says I have a larvacite pendant too. Did you sell any of Lora's items during your show? Did you have anything of hers in your show, Donna? I bet those would have sold well if you did. Or maybe you hoard them for yourself. That's sometimes what I do. I had one of Lora's pendants that I hoarded for myself. I don't usually take much. But I did have one and I made a necklace from it, and it was a deer antler with lapis lazuli attached to it, and I love that so much. But someone else came into the store and saw it, and I had a necklace of all this beautiful African glass and Indonesian glass on it, and um, I had it in the store as a decoration because I didn't wear it all the time. And someone saw it and they were all into that. They're like, I do a drum circle. This would be so perfect to wear while I do the drum circle. And I couldn't not. I had to sell it to them. This is citrine. Look at this beautiful citrine with these crystals set. And it comes on a silk ribbon. Donna says, no, I had 3 they didn't sell, and I'm so guilty about hoarding her pendants, right? Well, something's telling you to, right? Someone wants you to keep those around for a while. Anne says, LL44 is wowza, right? That is a beautiful piece of citrine and a beautiful, beautiful setting with those 3 crystals set in there in the soft solder as well. So that's how it would hang. You could use this silk or not. You don't have to use it. You can attach this in any other way, but it is you have the bell at the top. Sorry, everybody. My throat is getting dry. I'm going to set this here so you have something to look at while I get a drink. Yeah, that citrine is so pretty. Now, this is $78. I think this is one of the most expensive things, but that citrine alone is well worth that, let alone the work that went into that. Okay. Tamini says, I just love crystals like that and the gemmy color, right? Andrew says, thanks to our creative make-alongs, I can actually hear Anne in my head saying that, LOL, right? I know. That's what I like about the creative make-alongs and seeing people at shows. We actually get to see your personality and sometimes your faces for the first time. We are planning another creative make-along, hopefully soon. We got to get that on the calendar, let you all know. All right, here's some of these stamp pendants. She made a number of these stamp pendants, a good bit of these for us. You're going to see a number of these come up again. We had them in the first round too. This is a Canadian stamp with the cardinal. And then on the back, you have the B with believe written below. Now, I don't know if these are actual stamps that were in use for postage or if they are sometimes just, to add an additional, to decorate envelopes and things. Some of them definitely look like they have postage on them or are valid postage. Some of these, like these ones, I don't know. They don't show any numbers or anything. So, but they're cool anyway. They're cool anyway. LL45, $28 only. LL46. This is a very, very unique piece. So if you watched part 1, there were some grapes from large glass grapes from a grape cluster. This is one of the grape leaves from that grape cluster. This is a vintage glass grape leaf from a grape cluster. LL46. Isn't that cool? That is such a cool thing. And normally this would never, never, ever be a pendant in any way. But Lora has done her work to turn this into a pendant. And I think that's so cool, the kind of things that she can do with the soft solder to make things into pendants that never would be, or connectors, or charms. And I think that is so awesome. LL46, $28. Those grape clusters, by the way, I don't know if any of them have sold or not. Like I said, when I do the spreadsheets, I only look at numbers. But if they haven't, I think I got to take one of them, at least one of them, because they're just so cool. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but I'm going to take one if they're available. I always wait. Almost always wait. Next up, this is a beautiful two-part pendant. And that's not to say it has to stay this way. That's the way she made it, you know, so kind of maybe stay that way. But you could also use these as two different pendants if you wanted to. But I think they look really cool together. And, you know, that's the way the artist made it. So, but once it's yours, right, of course. But I think it's super cool. LL47. This is Poppy Jasper. 2 set stones. Jump ring together. Really cool pendant. $58. Poppy Jasper. This one comes with the silk ribbon as well, if you want to use that. Otherwise, it comes also, so it has the large bell here, and it has also a hole up here, which this is unique to her designs generally. I've not seen this very often with her work, that it has the hole for this. Usually the ring is around this, but she made an extra little hole on that one. And so there you go. LL47, $58. LL48. Hey, Jen. Says, hello, hello, strangers. Jen Tucson of the Giggly Gypsy, who used to help us out with videos. I don't know what she's doing these days, not doing all that extra work instead of helping us. But how's your job? How's your new job, Jen? You enjoying it? Jen is driving bus now, which is super cool. I've thought about doing that, but I didn't know if I never was. I'm not great with the anxiety that comes with driving something so large. So that's something I never ended up doing ever. This is one of these pendants with the mushrooms. This is I don't think we had this mushroom at all before. Saint Pierre and Miquelon. The mind remains the same. And then this one is Life is Beautiful. Life is Beautiful. LL48. $28 only. Who doesn't like mushrooms? Mushrooms. I especially like those pendants with the mushrooms that talk about taking the trip, right? Valid for one free trip or something it said. Andrew says, not after you eat the mushrooms. Yeah, right. The mind remains the same. Not after you eat the mushrooms. Jen says, I'm going insane. I am. I love it. Hey, they train you, sign up with me, and it's a win-win. I was terrified, but it's easier than driving a car. I don't believe that. I don't believe that's easy. And people on the road, hopefully people are respecting the buses better. We get so many people talking around here about how people stop for the bus, but other people just ran through the stop sign and all that, which is terrible. Vanessa's driving in traffic already stresses me out. Couldn't imagine driving a busload of people in the process. I know. We know multiple bus drivers nowadays, and it would make me, maybe it helps. Maybe it helps because you get used to it, right? Jen says, no, they don't. My stop arm is the wrong color red. They don't stop for you. That's insane. That is insane. Jen says, just watch the tail swing. I bet. You gotta take those wide turns, right? Take the wide turns. Uh-oh. Andrew, you okay over there? I just heard some crashing sound. Jen says, you have the height to be a great driver. You gotta be tall. Gotta sit tall. Autumn vegetable. Beautiful. I love this one. This one's so cool. I like it's kind of that vintage blue color and vintage kind of pink. This might be mine if it doesn't sell. LL49. I like these kind of things. I used to think, oh, this is funny, kick the scrap button. Kick the scrap bucket. Didn't kick the bucket, kick the scrap bucket. Very, very different distinction, right? I used to want to collect stamps. When I was a kid, I had a stamp collecting book, and I didn't really collect new stamps because we didn't have a lot of money. I wasn't buying a lot of new stamps, but my mom and aunt, because they worked at the British car place, they would get stamps from all over the world because they had customers and vendors from all over the world. So sometimes they'd get stamps from Taiwan, or stamps from China, stamps from Canada, stamps from France, stamps from Mexico. And so they were already used stamps, but I used to cut them out and I would put them in my stamp book and I would collect them. But yeah, it was pretty, I always, I used to have this thing about collecting series of things, right? I don't know if a lot of people go through that, but stamps are one of those things because I always found them very interesting, and I always had an affinity for paper and pens and writing letters, and I don't do it nearly enough. I barely do it at all. I should do it more. I would love to be able to take a break in my life and have a time where I sat down to write letters like that or cards out. And I really should do that because I think it would be good for the business if I did. But I love stickers and stamps and pens and paper and stationery. And my grandmother used to buy us, when we were kids, I would go through like the Quill magazine, Quill office supplies. That was like my Christmas catalog. The Quill magazine would come, and my grandmother would actually order me this giant box of supplies for me. And I would buy all these stamps and pads of paper and pencils and pens, and it was like Christmas all the time whenever she'd get me a box of stationery. I was a weird kid. Andrew says, you want stamps? I got stamps. Oh boy. Let's see. Jen says, seriously, once you get a month of driving under your belt, I love my kids though. Some kids are not so great. Yeah, kids are kids, right? Kids are kids. Donna says, I did collect stamps. A friend from the church I used to go to when I was younger got me started. That's cool. Jen says, I love my stamp mushroom pendants from Lora. They're awesome. Yeah, you got a few of these last time, I remember. She sent a bunch of the mushroom ones this time, so hopefully people like them. Because like I said, there are a bunch of them. Oh, there it is. Have a good trip. So we've had this one before, but I think she's paired them with different ones on front and back. But these ones say, have a good trip on top of the mushroom stamps. Top of the mushroom stamps. Have a good trip. Amanda says, I love stationery. Me too. Me too. Dominion says, I still collect stamps for the designs. Nice. Jen's oohing and eyeing over there. Vanessa says, I like that. Have a good trip, right? We've had a number of those stamp ones. So if you missed part 1 of this video on Friday, there are a number of those have a good trip ones in different different back and fronts. Different back and fronts. Here's another one of these crystal connectors. This has a cool color to it. This one is pretty dang cool. It's clear. It's clear, but look at the colors. Pinks and blues and oranges. That's really beautiful. LL52 and only $15. Only $15. If you want to see anything longer, you want to see anything in more detail, again, please just list the lot number in your comment and let me know. I'm just kind of going through these because I have no idea if they're selling or not at the moment because I can't look at the computer, and that's okay. Because I will be showing everybody what didn't sell in a Facebook album tomorrow or Wednesday, but yeah, I'm just showing them as I can or taking some time just to give you an idea. This one is 24.5 millimeters by about 33.5 on the inches side of things, and that was without the bells. With the bells, it's about 2 inches by about an inch. So if I were putting that on my wrist, that would work for me. I would totally wear that. If your wrist is smaller, it might be too big. But I would rock that. That's beautiful. LL53. Excuse me, $15. It's Apple Watch size, says Jen. Yep, pretty much. The new Apple Watch, not mine. My Apple Watch is still small. I got an old one. I've actually not been wearing my Apple Watch as often anymore, which I should because it does track my AFib. But I also, sometimes the notifications are just too much. And sometimes it makes me more anxious to have it on because at any moment I could see what's happening. And sometimes that's just too much.
Hello.
Hello, Andrew.
Do you want me to read you the
if you want to see if we have any sold or not. This is LL54 and this is Ocean Jasper, $32. This is really cool. LL54. How cool is that one? I like that one a lot. This is about 1 3/4 inches by about 2 1/8. LL54.
I'm checking the junk.
And this even has some druzy in there. Look at that druzy. She gets good stones, Laura does. LL54. LL55. Now this is one, these sell almost immediately most of the time.
So I only have 2 claims.
Okay.
I have LL42.
LL42.
LL51.
So 42 was with that crystalline glaze. And what was the other one?
LL51.
51 was one of that was the Have a Good Trip stamp. So those are the only 2 that have sold so far tonight. LL55 is this ceramic tile. These blue and white ceramic tiles, they sell out every single time we have them. So that's LL55. I just heard the email go. That probably was for that. I heard the email go again. That might have been for that again. Those sell out every single time, and those are beautiful. And it says the blue and white is always so pretty. Yes, it is. All right, we have LL56. It's another Have a Good Trip combo. And let's see. These are different ones. Yep. I'm just looking at the other one. Different mushrooms on this one. Different mushrooms than the previous one. Have a good trip. LL 56, $28. LL 57, Ocean Jasper again, $15 only. 15, $15. LL 57. Look at the pretty colors. You got the even pinks in there, greens, yellows, ochre color, browns. Beautiful piece of Ocean Jasper, LL 57. 15 bucks. That's a good deal right there. That's a nice big piece of stone. And LL 58, another beautiful stone, aventurine. Look at that. Beautiful aventurine. LL 58, $15 only. Dale says, tuning in from work, working 7 nights. Oh my goodness. Donna says, OMG, that is a gorgeous piece of ocean jasper. It is for $15. You kidding me? This one too. Look at this. Green aventurine. Look at the color. Look. LL 58. LL 59 is another beautiful crystal. These little crystals. This has that mercury finish on it again. LL 59, $15. This one's a little smaller than the other one. It's got that, like I said, that awesome mercury glass kind of finish. LL 59. Dominion says, love how that is crafted. All right, next up, another one of these grapes, these vintage grapes. So she had a grape cluster, a big vintage grape cluster, and she separated out the grapes and she soldered them individually into these beautiful bulbous pendants. And I think these are super. I grew up with my grandparents having like these vintage grape clusters. They would just set them on the, on a display. My one grandmother collected things like that. And so they throw me back to those. And I love how she kind of wire wrapped this with that kind of old looking wire. I love it. It's like a dirty wrap. I think it's super cool. Look at this piece. Look at how beautiful that is. All glass, vintage glass. So vintage glass grape from the cluster. LL 60, $28 only. LL 61, for those of you who like rhodonite. This beautiful rhodonite pendant. Look at that. Look at the colors in that. It's like multi-dimensional right there. LL 61, $15. $15. And let me just set that there so you can see it with the penny for size. LL 61. LL62 is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful amethyst point pendant. Look at this. I love when she does this bumpy kind of solder work like this. I love that style. And then you have this beautiful amethyst crystal point, $32 only. It's already supplied on silk, so if you just want to use that as the necklace, you can. That can be it. Just tie the silk in a knot behind you, and you are done. Or you can hang that using this larger bell around here. Put a jump ring on there if you want to. Donna says, wow, love the amethyst point, right? Look at that work. Beautiful work. LL62, $32. Where else do you find stuff like this? Not for $32. Not for $32 for sure. LL63, $72. Picture Jasper. It's another one of these doubles. Get the silk out of the way here. Beautiful Picture Jasper. LL63. Come on. It's out of the way. There we go. Gorgeous pendant. LL63. Beautiful pieces of jasper right there. LL63, $72. One available. One of everything available, everybody. One of everything only. Handmade pieces, if you're just joining us, thank you for tuning in. We have handmade pieces by Lora Lunsford. This is a trunk show. We will only have these pieces for a limited time, and then they go back to the artist, possibly traveling somewhere else in the world. LL64. Suzanne's back from dinner. Hello, Suzanne. What'd you have today? Look at that. Pink and orange and purple and yellow. That's the other side. This is the side that makes this side glow. That is stunningly beautiful. Only $15. LL64. Faux meatloaf, mac and cheese, and green beans. That sounds delicious. How'd you make the faux meatloaf? I'm interested. I'm interested. LL65. We had one of these in the other part of the show, the first part. It's a carved jade. $32. Beautiful carved piece. Hand carved. Jen says with faux meat, duh. Yeah? What kind of faux meat? That's what I'm asking, Jen. Don't be silly. It wouldn't be Jen if she weren't being silly, though, right? LL65, $32. How have your shows been going, Jen? Oh, Suzanne says it was pre-made, just reheated it. Okay. So you don't know. Don't know. Jen says truth. LL66. This one. Oh, y'all. LL66. This is black onyx. Hand-carved black onyx. Dominion says, my mom used to make a faux meatloaf with lentils. That's what I was wondering, because lentils are often a replacement in that way. Sometimes Andrew does that too when he makes his, I think. I don't know what all goes into his either. And Vanessa's, we always call that the mystery meat, right? The mystery meat. LL66. Suzanne says, these were beets. Oh, nice. Beets. Jen says, awesome. The Giggly is spending a lot of time in the studio making up for my sold inventory. All the cool stuff is sold. That's awesome. Looks like you need to stock up on some of this cool stuff too, Jen, huh? Anne says, I used to make faux meatloaf with Morningstar Farms crumbles. Nice. We've used those. We use those a lot for like tacos and stuff, for sure.
Would you like an update?
Sure. Do you have one?
I have multiple claims for LL55.
55 was the blue ceramic. I knew that was going to happen. 1,
2, 3. I think there's 3 claims for that.
3 claims. Only one got it.
LL56.
56. That was, what is 56? 56 was the mushroom stamp.
And then LL58.
And 58, which was the aventurine. The green aventurine has sold. You mean some of these other ones did not sell? Y'all, what's going on? LL67. 67. Oops, come on, let go. Smoky quartz. Look at that, $68. This is another one of those beautiful quartz. Look at that. Oh, that's like that beautiful citrine we had earlier. And she's done the setting of the stones in there as well. Jen says, busy, busy. I have a wait list for custom work now, too. It's been a great 2024 season. Looking forward to having some time to make that trip over the mountain to stock up on some goodies. Miss the heck out of you, too. You can always come to the cottage, too, Jen. We've got tons of stuff here to look at. You don't have to come all the way to the... Although you can come all the way to Johnstown, but you can come to the cottage. There's lots of stuff to look at. Donna says, oh my gosh, that is a spectacular piece, right? LL67, $68. Dominion says, Morningstar Garden veggie burgers are probably my faves, or Dr. Prager California burger. Yeah, I like those. I like the impossible meat and then seasoning it ourselves to make it a burger. Because it takes seasoning really well. It's really good. But we do like the Morningstar Farms for the ease. They're super easy. You can even pop those in the microwave, and they're still good. Vanessa wants them all, but have to watch my budget. I get it. I get it. These ones, though, coming up, y'all. I think we're gonna force some people to buy some stuff with these. I'd be surprised if we don't. Like this Amazonite one right here. Look at that. Amazonite, $28, and says, Dominion, those are my 2 favorite burgers too. Yeah, they're both really good. For like a pre-done, fully done burger. Look at this beautiful Amazonite pendant. I think that's Russian Amazonite, usually with the white like that, Russian Amazonite. Beautiful. That's a beautiful pattern in that too. LL68. $28 only. 28 bucks. That cabochon is probably worth $28. I think this is one of my very favorites of the entire evening. This is Chrysocolla. $28. Somebody's going to buy this. I know it. I know it. Look at that. Chrysocolla, LL69, $28. Jen says the Beyond brand is my favorite. Beyond burgers are good too. I mean, he says, I've never tried that, but because I grew up vegetarian, I lean toward the vegetarian side more than the replacement type stuff. I like them both. I definitely like them both. I like that some of that replacement type stuff holds together better. Some of just the veggie burgers, they tend to fall apart, but they're good too. They're good too. Susan says, I like Beyond Burgers, Impossible Burger, and Morningstar Farms. I lost my something, maybe taste, lost something for Dr. Prager though. Jen says 5 ingredients, no soy. Yeah, sometimes having too much soy is not always great. And for guys too. Well, lost your taste for Dr. Prager's. Some plant-based crab cakes are really good. Good Catch brand. Never had those. There's some fish. I forget who makes the fish patties that is it Dr. Prager's? Somebody makes the fish fillets, not patties, fish fillets, and they're actually pretty good. Next up, LL70. This is another one of these botanical stamp ones. It says, why so serious? Wish. With those beautiful flowers there. And then you have this one here on the other side. I just like that. Why so serious? Wish. Janice says Trader Joe's is a great black bean burger. I wish we had Trader Joe's closer to us. Let's see here. 71. And this is when I was vegetarian, I stuck primarily with vegetables and such, no substitutes. My boyfriend was always getting me to try the substitutes. I like it all, you know? Like I don't some people they're like, "Oh, why do you want a fake meat when you're vegetarian?" But it's just, to me, it's just another thing. Like you said, Vanessa, it's kind of more like a substitute. It's like an additional thing. It doesn't have to be fake meat, but it's that so many recipes call for a type of, like, how many recipes call for ground beef? So in order to make that recipe, you need something that's going to fill in for the ground beef. This is another one of these beautiful grapes. I think these are spectacular. I don't know. I don't know why people aren't grabbing these. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm weird. But I think these are amazing. This is LL71, $28. Vintage glass grape from the cluster. Suzanne has a Trader Joe's set to open next year. That's cool. That's cool. And the last one tonight, and the last one of this whole trunk show, is LL72. And this is a larvacite point. Look at that. Larvacite pendant. Larvacite has that cool flash to it. LL72, $22. Anne says, I prefer vegetables, but I'm lazy and don't want to have to cook. Yeah, I get that. I get that. Maybe you need more dopamine like me, Anne. I've been listening to that. Huh? You got an update?
LL66.
66, which was what one was that? Oh, that was the carved onyx face.
LL68.
68, which was the Russian Amazonite.
I gotta claim the copy this one time.
Okay, just 1%.
LL69.
I knew that one was going to go because I was going to keep that one if it didn't. That's the Chrysoprase. Or no, Chrysocolla, Chrysocolla.
You need to make a path because I'm about to brush my teeth.
You're not usually over there.
Might be nice to have an extra 8-inch foot time.
8-inch foot time? Anne says, yes, I need to stop scrolling and increase my dopamine. That's right. Just go to Allegory Gallery and like our posts, and then you've done. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to do. Um, Donna says, "Ooh, love the larvicite point." Right. Um, Donna's laughing at you, Andrew. That's our mess. Sorry, I don't want to. You all see the mess, but you're seeing the mess. I forgot to flip the camera first. Oh well. That's our filming table. Um, so thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed that. I will be taking pictures and posting all the things that have remained unsold over these past 2 shows, either tomorrow or Wednesday. We'll see if I get to it tomorrow. I'm going to try and do a lot of packing and shipping. I also have to pick up some pellets for the pellet stove, maybe tomorrow, maybe Wednesday. I don't know when I'm doing that, but I'm picking them up for us and my mom. So trying to get that in there sometime and drive them over and unload them for my mom. So that'll take up part of my day, whatever day it is. But it looks like I got a lot of online orders too. I'm going to have to process. Thank you. Thank you for all of those out there who are watching Danielle's videos and sending us those orders. We appreciate them. And we will see you back here with something else. I don't know what. Who knows what we'll do tomorrow, but we'll be back tomorrow night. So thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for helping us sell these things for Lora. She's down again in North Carolina helping to do cleanup work. So I'm sure she'll appreciate those extra sales. And remember, when you support a trunk show here at Allegory Gallery, you are supporting not only Allegory Gallery, but another artist as well. All right. Thank you so much. Jen says, good night. Seriously need to hit you up at the cottage. Just let us know when you want to come over. We're here often. All right. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Have an amazing evening. Bye, everybody.